Hi there, welcome back to my views and news. Three news stories. Firstly, a Tigray a government office has leveled direct allegations against Eritrean government. The allegations are about what is happening in two districts contested by Tigray and Eritrea. Secondly, Jawar is back after silence of a few days. He is back. He announced that a few hours ago. He has completed his book tour. Now it seems he'll be back in action. Jawar, I think, is going to be faced with a very tough decision. Lastly, uh, three landlocked countries have signed an agreement with a country which has access to sea, which has coast. Ethiopia is one of these three countries. What is this agreement about? Let's start with yours. Firstly, Tigray Eritrea border dispute, Ethiopia Eritrea border dispute ongoing. By the way, Eritrea said there's no border dispute. Eritrea says that it implemented Ethiopia Eritrea Boundary Commission verdict of 2002, and it is not in control of even an inch of any country's territory. Its forces are operating on sovereign Eritrean lands. Tigray disagrees with that. Ethiopian federal government is a spectator. It has not made its position clear, but Tigray side says that Eritrean military is in occupation of Tigray territories. Parts of Irov, Badme, and other under the control of Eritrean military are claimed by Tigray. That is why issue is unsolved. People say, Sajid, you highlight this issue unfairly. This is a done deal. The issue has been solved. Why do you mention it? Well, issue is considered solved when the two parties agree on the solution. If they don't agree, then issue is there. I am not saying that Eritrea is wrong, Tigray is right. I'm not saying that. I am just reporting what is happening. I am not agreeing or disagreeing with what Tigray side says. I just report. Issue is there. It should be solved in an amicable manner. That is how you'll achieve lasting peace. Otherwise, anytime small issue can turn into big escalation. A government office in Makale, part of Tigray interim government, spoke yesterday about the plight of Tigrayans in two districts which are under the control of Eritrean military. This office claimed that Eritrean military is forcing the residents of the two districts to change their nationality, to change their identity. The residents, they are being forced to adopt citizenship of Eritrea. They are refusing to do that. So the option left for them is either one option left for them, or two options rather. One option is to fight the Eritrean government, and second option is to flee the area. The two districts are in Irob. Tigray government says that people are being displaced from Irob. They are fleeing towards Adigrat, hundreds of them. Why? Because Eritrean military in control of two districts of Irob is using force to change people, to force people to change their identity, their citizenship. Eritrea denies. Eritrea would say that it's military in control of its sovereign territories. It has every right to ask people living there to adopt Eritrean citizenship. So this issue is set to go on until a permanent, a lasting solution has been found. EPLF did not say a word on this issue. TP Debretsion, which is accused of supporting which is accused of forming an alliance with Eritrea, is silent on this issue. Getachew government department is claiming that Tigrayans are being kicked out of Europe, and some are leaving Europe willingly because they are being forced to change their identity. What is TPLF's view on it? What is military's view on it? Tigray military. Secondly, viewers, Jawar seems to be back in action. Jawar went quiet recently. Did not say a word in the last few days. And the last few days, important developments happened. Political developments happened. OFC and OLF issued joint statements. They met, they held long discussions, and Jawar was fighting a flu. He said that he had caught flu, or may he get well soon. But the flu was so intense that he could not say a word about big developments in Oromia. OFC, OLF's statement about Finfine, their position about talks with the government are very major developments in Oromia region. Jawar has not said a word so far about that. He is one of the main leaders of OFC. I personally think that Jawar will make some big decisions in coming days to ensure his political survival as an opposition leader. He'll have to make some big decisions. So I won't be surprised if I come to know in coming days that Jawar has made a big decision. I have some information, but let's hear from the horse's mouth. Let's wait for it. He said yes last night that he has completed the book tour, which went on for several weeks. He caught flu. Now he has recovered and he'll be back in action. Been very critical of the Ethiopian Prime Minister's government, Prosperity Party's government. Been trying to activate his support base in Oromia. It was as if he had launched a social media war on the federal government, on Prosperity Party. But his party, OFC, and its ally, OLF, are ready to talk to the government. Does Jawar support talks with the government? And what is his position about Fenfene? What is his position about Muyale, about Dereddeva? He has been very measured in his statements about other ethnic groups, other regions after his release from prison. But his party is taking the position of a hardliner. What will he do? Will he part his ways with the party? Will he endorse the party decisions, or will he just watch like a spectator? Thirdly, viewers, three landlocked African countries have signed an agreement with a country which has coast. Ethiopia is one of these three countries. Ethiopia, we know, is using Djibouti's ports, but it wants to have full access to a port in a neighboring country. In talks with Somalia, tried to gain access to sea through Somaliland. It did not work. It tried to convince Eritrea to give access to Ethiopia to sea to a support. Again, did not work. Now it is in talks with Somalia. We don't know how talks will proceed. Second round is due to be held next month. Landlocked countries definitely want to ensure sustainable access to sea. Ethiopia is one of them in this part of the world. South Sudan is also landlocked. South Sudan relies on the ports of Sudan mainly. Uganda is also a landlocked country. I think it uses Kenyan ports. Uganda shares border with South Sudan. South Sudan shares border with Ethiopia. Ethiopia shares border with Djibouti. So Uganda, South Sudan, Ethiopia, and Djibouti have signed an agreement. After discussions which went on for 2 days, the ministers from the four countries signed an agreement yesterday. The agreement is about building a corridor to link the four countries. Corridor starting from Djibouti, passing through Ethiopia to South Sudan, ending in Uganda. If corridor is built, it means that Djibouti's ports can be used by the three landlocked countries, Ethiopia, Uganda, and South Sudan. Ethiopia already using Djibouti's ports, and if a corridor which passes through Ethiopia is used by South Sudan and Uganda, Ethiopia will definitely get transit fee as well. But who will finance the construction of this project? South Sudan is not in a position. We know rather Ethiopia gave a loan to South Sudan a few months ago to connect a road, to build a road infrastructure connecting Ethiopia and South Sudan. I had a video on that a few months ago. South Sudan has no money. I think Ethiopia will be willing to give a loan to South Sudan to build a road connecting Djibouti through Ethiopia to South Sudan. Uganda might build the road on its side of the corridor. If it happens, it will be a big boost for Ethiopian economy. We have been hearing about this corridor project for some time, and we heard about the South Sudan, Ethiopia, Kenya corridor project as well. Kenya wanted South Sudan and Ethiopia to use its ports, and that project has also been under discussions for years, but that could not be completed. Let's see which corridor project will be built now. Djibouti, Kenya, uh, Djibouti, Ethiopia, South Sudan, Uganda corridor project, or South Sudan, Ethiopia, Kenya project, or both will be built. You need huge amounts of money, I think, for that. Ethiopia perhaps won't be able to finance such a big project because, keeping in view the suspension of aid for Ethiopia, Ethiopian government could be in trouble economically in coming days if aid by USAID and others does not resume. Thank you for watching.